Hello everyone, welcome back to AI Python. I'm here again with a very exciting topic. Exciting because you will be able to use your Telegram app to receive vaccine availability as soon as they are available on the portal without even opening the CoWIN website or the portal. For those who are living in India knows about the CoWIN portal, but for our viewer living outside India, in case you don't know about this portal, it is a portal launched by Government of India to facilitate and track COVID-19 vaccination for Indians. You can register yourself on this portal using Aadhaar card and book the slot to get both the doses of vaccine. In this video, you will learn to build a vaccine tracker script which keeps an eye on the vaccine availability portal for a given PIN code and send a notification on the Telegram group as soon as the vaccines are available. Pretty simple, straightforward. I know you will say there are already various apps that shows vaccine status. I can configure them to get the notification on their app, right? Yes, my friend, there are already dozens of apps and many others are yet to come in the market, which does the same thing. But don't you want to develop something by your own and owe a self pride? I would love to hear your comments. Please put your thought in the comment section. What do you think about building your own app? How excited you about building your own app? So let me quickly show the demo of this application, which you can also build by the end of this video for sure. So let's see the demonstration of the application that you will be building at the end of this video. So here is my code and here's the Telegram channel. When I will execute this code, this will basically find a vaccine available status at this pin code, which is 110028. It is somewhere in New Delhi. It will basically find the availability of the vaccine at this particular pin code. If there are any vaccination center which has the vaccine available at this pin code, so this will basically search and give the result here. So there are a lot of previous status, so you can ignore that. So better I'll write a new test so that it will be like a reference message that you will be getting message after this one, right? So let me quickly run this code. If I execute this code, you will see I will guide you step by step. As you can see here, we started getting messages, right? I'll hide this one. As you can see here, this keeps on searching the vaccine portal, which is CoWIN portal, for 20 seconds, every 20 seconds. And if there are any vaccine available on that particular pin code, it will say, yeah, vaccine found for particular age group and details sent on Telegram. If the vaccines are available, it will be sent here directly, as you can see, right? For age 18, vaccine available at this pin code on this date, center name, vaccine type, dose, how many doses for first and how many doses for second. If there are no vaccines available, for instance, I will close this one just to give you a demo. I'll just randomly write, I know that there is at this particular pin code, vaccines are not available. I have tried this one at this particular pin code, the vaccines are not available. So let me execute this code and you can see it actually searched on the portal and if there are no vaccines, it will simply say vaccine not available for either 45 or 18 plus, right? And at the same time, you'll see there is no notification. So if there are no vaccines, there will be no notifications on the Telegram. So we will not be notified every time, which is kind of irritation also. So this is how it looks like. And this is the code that we are going to build. And by the end of this video, you will also able to make application for yourself. You can share it. You can create a group, create a robot and share it with your family members, with your friends, right? For your application, for your location. So for example, you are living at pin code XYZ and there are people who need vaccines and every time they have to visit the CoWIN portal, you can arrange for them and you can just publicize among your friend circle that, hey, I built this app. Let's try it. It's not kind of app, but you can say it's an utility on top of Telegram, basically to allow you to receive notification and your bot will be running whole day and you will be sending notification so that the concerned person will be notified about any vaccines availability. So that's it for this demonstration.
a short appeal. We are devoting our time to plan, prepare, and present each content to you in the best possible way. It takes a lot of hard work, dedication, and passion to create these videos for you. We will continue to deliver the knowledge that we have acquired in our professional career for absolutely free. We need your support. You can support us in two simple ways. Subscribe to our channel and share this in your social network. This will encourage us more than anything to go beyond the limit and fulfill our motto of keep learning and keep growing. Thank you so much for your time.
Let's look at the topic covered and step-by-step process to build this application just under 30 minutes. We will start off by creating a function to send the API request and collect the data from the CoWIN portal. Secondly, we will parse the data which we have received in the previous step to get the age-wise vaccine availability. The third step, we will use this information and make a decision whether if the vaccine is available, send the notification on the Telegram. In the fourth step, we will make the code run for forever until you stop the execution manually. Apart from this, there will be a bonus section at any point of time in this video where you will get a hint as to how you can execute this code even without your PC. Let's say your PC is off even though your code will be running. So stay tuned till the end of this video and make sure that you go step by step in order to learn everything. For your convenience, I have also included video chapters along with the timeline. Without even a further ado, let's get started with our first section. So this is the first part of the code, and now in this code you will learn to create a function which will takes input as a pin code. So for function internally will send an API request to CoWIN portal, and then in turn it will receive some response from the portal. It will store that response in a variable and return it from this function. Okay, so we are going to talk about this function, but before that, look at some of the modules that we have imported. We have imported request module, datetime, time, PyTZ, and OS module. So these are the modules that is required. However, OS module is optional because I haven't used this module here, but I'll tell you why we are using this module later on. These are two constant that you can declare before the program start or initially, right? This time interval says after how many seconds the program should repeat itself. And the second one is the pin code, which you can define based on your area. Whichever pin code you wanted this program to run for, you can select that pin code, right? And the pin code should be from India. It is at the moment CoWIN portal only supports all the pin code which is in India. These are the two parameters. First one is teleauth tokens. It is basically Telegram authentication token, and the group ID. These two information you will get when you create a group in Telegram. Authentication token corresponds to a particular bot which you create, and all of them I have explained in detail in my previous video, how to create a bot basically which can send a message on the Telegram, right? You can check out the video. A link for the same is available as a card displayed at the top right corner of this video. This IST is basically for time zone. I wanted to have a time zone for India. That's why I've selected the time zone using pytz.timezone module. And the header, it is basically a string which is sent to server where you are trying to communicate, so that server will understand, okay, this is coming from XYZ user agent and this is a valid user agent on internet. There are backend logic at the server side which understand the particular request is coming from which device or which browser or which application. That is the role of header, and in this case I have selected user agent as Chrome or Safari. Okay. Let's come straight to the point and understand this function in detail. So there is a function. We have created a function with the name update underscore timestamp underscore send underscore request. Bit long, but okay, it's understandable. And I would also request you to write the name as per your convenience, should be understandable by others as well. So in this case, my function is this one, which takes pin code as an argument. And now the first thing that it'll do inside the function is it will create a raw TS, which stands for timestamp. in this variable we are storing the current time stamp using datetime.now function, and this current timestamp is as per Indian Standard Time, and then I'm adding one more days to it using time delta function. So in time delta I have given argument as days equal to 1, so the current timestamp plus 1 day. It is because we wanted to search vaccine for next day always. That's why I have added time delta of 1. So this will be tomorrow's date. Now in order to format the tomorrow's date, I'll create another variable which is tomorrow's date. The name of the variable is tomorrow's date. It will basically format the timestamp whichever is stored in raw TS into this format. And this format is basically day, month, and year. DD, MM, and YY. Alright, this is the format that is required at CoWIN portal. That's why I have converted into this format using strf time. Same way, we want the today's date, which we can extract using datetime.now.strf time. So basically, we are formatting the time in the specified format, and the current time again from datetime.now we'll be extracting from this timestamp. We'll be extracting hour, minute, and second. Basically representing it in this format using strf time. So this is how we are getting all this variable: today's, tomorrow's date, today's date, and current time, right? These three information are available. Now we will create a request link. So this link basically goes to CoWIN portal, fetch the data as per the specification. And what are the specification? In specification, I mean based on the current input, which is pin code. If you change the pin code here, this pin code will be reflected here also. And at the same time, the tomorrow's date which will be fetched from here will be fed to this link, right? This is called route basically. In API terminology we call it route, and this route goes to the server and fetch the data based on these arguments, right? I will provide this link in the description, and it is, by the way, it is also available on the CoWIN portal. You can check on that. I will also provide the link for the CoWIN portal. You can get more understanding on that. And I have created a series of video which basically fetch the data from CoWIN portal. You have also made understand how you can use the CoWIN portal and what are options available on that portal. If you want, you can watch out the video. The link is available as a flashcard display at the top right corner of this video. So once we have created this link, we will use request module to send this request to the server, basically CoWIN portal, with the help of headers. So we can send it using requests.get, the link which we have created, and then headers equal to header, which is this one, right? Okay. And then when you send this request, there will be some response which will be stored here in this response variable. And using inbuilt JSON module, we will be converting it into JSON object so that it is easy for Python to interpret the data, right? It is very easy for Python to extract the data from it. That is the main purpose, right? And then once we have the raw JSON, we will return this raw JSON, today's date and the current time. This is required by other function in this program. That's why we are returning these three variables, right? So this is how you have quickly understand how you can create a function which takes pin code, and then it will return you the response which CoWIN portal has responded when you sent a request on this portal using request.get module. I hope you are able to understand it. Now let's move to the next section. So in this section, you will learn to parse the data that you have received in the last section. This will send an API request to CoWIN portal and then return some response, right? The response was converted into JSON format so that it can easily interpreted by Python. In this section, we are going to create another function to parse the data because we do not want to combine everything in the same function. However, you can do that, but I would advise you to create a separate function for an individual task, right? So parsing is a different task altogether apart from receiving the data. So let's get started and understand this function. I have created two variables, which is slot underscore found underscore 45, which is false, and slot underscore found underscore 18, which is also false. By default, I'm assuming that if this function is not running, At the beginning, there is no vaccines found. Whenever there are any vaccines available, either for 45 age group category or 18 age group category, it will turn on, or basically the value will turn to true, and then construct a message first and then trigger the message on Telegram. I'm calling this function internally. Inside this function, whenever this function is called, it will internally call the function that we have created in the last step. And this function, with the current date and time, it will send a request and it will receive the response. These are the return parameter that will be available as an output of this function. And the same value I have used it here also in order to avoid any confusion. This one you can ignore. So now we have raw JSON data available. I would like to quickly show you how the data looks like so that it is easier for you to understand the further steps. Plugin JSON viewer. Okay. All right. Now you can see here, I'm using a for loop which will iterate through each centers. We will go through each center, right? Now inside the center, created another for loop which will iterate through each sessions. So in order to parse this information, I have to use two for loop. One is for the centers and other is for session inside the center. In the first for loop, I will go through each center. So right now the two centers are available, right? Center 0 and center 1. Another for loop which goes through each session inside the center. So if I expand it, you can see there is a session, right? So the first for loop will go here, right? And the second for loop will start again going into each session. So now once I am into this session right now in the first step, right? So I'll find out the session date using ses and followed by date. And if you know the JSON format, it is basically you can access all of the data using dictionary, similar to dictionary, right? Ses, and then in the bracket if you write data, date, it will be like this date will be parse, and this information 29th 8 2021 will be stored in this variable, right? I hope you understand. Now I will make it some logic. I wanted to check if the minimum age limit is for 45. What is the age limit available for this session? So if I pass this information, the current information from this session will be minimum age limit, and if I go here, minimum age limit is 18. So it is saying if minimum age limit, so the value for this will be 18, right? Equal to 45. This is false because right now I have value of 18 and this one is comparing with 45. So in the first case, this will be false, and because it is AND condition, so it doesn't matter whether it is true or false, this will be finally false, right? And if it is false, it will not go into this loop. It will exit and go into this loop and find out if the minimum age limit is equal to 18. Yes, this is true. And then it also search for another variable which is available capacity. It will go inside and check the available capacity, and here you can see 435. And in this condition I am making if it is greater than 0. The first condition is true and second condition is also true because it is 435. So if both the conditions are true, then slot found underscore 18 will be true because I got that there is one center with this particular session where the vaccines are available for age group 18, right? Okay, till now it is done. Then once it is found that it is available, then I'll create a message, and I'll tell you why I'm creating this message. This is what exactly we are going to send it on the Telegram. So we are creating message using f string, and the information goes like for 8. So once we are confirmed that yes, there are vaccine available for 18 plus of age, then we can send information like for age 18 plus vaccine available at particular pin code. We'll get the pin code and the session date obviously from here, right? This is all that information we have gathered. And then if you go like slash n is basically for new line and slash t is for tab, and then sent name, so center name will be, so sent name, so this will be fetched right from here. And then similarly the vaccines, like here vaccine will be this vaccine, what type of vaccine is available, and then available capacity dose 1. So this dose 1 will be captured and then second dose 2 will be captured. So these information will be stored and it will create a message based on this message, right? And once this message is created, I will send this using Telegram, which right now we have not discussed, but we will discuss later on. For the time being, let's consider that there is a function which can send a message once any vaccine slot is available, right? So this is how we are parsing, and we will go through each center and we'll go through each sessions, right? So now first time we are parsing 0, then second time 1. Similarly, we'll parse till 7. Once this is finished, again we'll go to center 2, 1, basically center 2. They started with center at start from 0, so this is logically center 2. Then we'll go inside center 2 and then session available, and then there are 2 sessions only. So this way we iterate through each of the item inside the center, right? And based on this, we have collected this information. This is how this 2 for loop will work and get all the information for each center and each session. Then there is another logic that we're building, and what that logic is, let's say slot found underscore 45 equal to false, and slot found 18 equal to false. I mean, there are no vaccines available. Let's say consider a scenario where there is no vaccine available. So if these conditions are true, that means no vaccines are available. Now if no vaccines are available, I'll simply print today's date, current time, vaccines not available at pin code, and this message will be displayed in Python console, not on the Telegram, because I'm not sending it to Telegram. I'm just displaying it on Python console, so that in case you do not receive message on Telegram, you will understand why I'm not receiving message on Telegram, right? Elif, the second condition, if slot underscore found 45 is false, that means we got the vaccine slot available for 18 but 45 is false. Then I will simply send, okay, vaccine not available for 45 plus at this particular pin code. Otherwise, that means only one option is left, which is for 18 plus also the vaccine is not available. If any of these cases is not true, then definitely it will come as vaccine available, because here anyway I'm sending, whenever this vaccine is available, I will send vaccine found at this particular pin code and details sent on Telegram. This is an hint message that, okay, the vaccine is available. This message is for developer. Let's say you are creating the program. So this message will help you that, okay, some vaccines are available and details are sent on the Telegram. And once the detail is sent on the Telegram, that means it is now on the user side who can check their Telegram. Okay, the message has been received, right? This is how it is working, and these are the additional logic that will help you to debug the code without even worrying about why you are not receiving the message. This is what exactly I am trying to convey, and I have kept all of them in a separate function so that it doesn't interfere with other. In this, in the first function, we are sending the API request and we are getting the data. In the second function, we are passing the data. But internally, there is a third function which is called inside this function whenever these conditions are true, which we are going to see in the next section. This is what is very important when you are trying to, when you have gathered the information, now you want to transmit this information to all the user, all the subscriber who are waiting for the vaccine availability in their respective area, right? And this works for that particular pin code wherever you write this program for. Okay, so let's move ahead to the next section and understand how you can create a function which sends a message on the Telegram. So great, you have learned so far that you can create a function to send API request, and then you got the data, you pass the data. Now it's time to send the data via Telegram, right? Now in this section, you will learn to send a message on Telegram once a particular center has the vaccine available, right? So how you can do that? Simply create a function, send underscore message underscore on underscore Telegram, and you can, by the way, you can keep your name whatever you like, and then it takes message as an argument. I have made a detailed video on this topic, where I have make you understand how you can build a Telegram bot which can send a message on the Telegram. I have provided the link in the description as well as from the card available at the top right corner of this video right now. There I have explained it in detail how you can create a Telegram bot, add it to a particular group, and then ask this Telegram bot to search for the vaccine available, and whenever any vaccine is available, you can send it on the Telegram. It is not only related to the vaccine, but in the future you will have multiple application once you know how you can send any information to Telegram. Let's say in future you can build an utility on Telegram where you can predict or you can track the price of cryptos. When a specific crypto reaches a particular price, you want to be notified automatically using Telegram, right? So that application also you can build once you have the clear idea of how you can communicate with the Telegram, right? In case if you are interested to build further application with the help of Telegram and you want to create a bot that can do multiple things, then I would recommend you to watch that video. So in this function, we are using a Telegram API URL, which is so this is also called an route, and I will provide the link in the description. Okay, here you have to insert the Telegram authentication token, right, which is available here, which you have mentioned here, right? This is not a good practice to write the token in this code itself, because this can be used by this can be used by anyone, and it will unnecessarily trigger unnecessary message on the Telegram. But anyway, I will delete this bot completely after creating this video. But for your information, if you want to hide this information and do not want to show it in the code, then you can use environment module from the OS library and store this information, this particular key, in your window environment variable. If you wanted to check out how you can access the same using Python, you can watch out this video, which is available at the I button displayed at the top right corner, which will help you to store all the secret information inside the environment variable. You don't have to mention those information directly in the code. Rather, Python will read the information from the environment variable and execute the code. This will help you particularly when you are sharing this code to any other people, or if you are collaborating among different people. So that will help you to hide your information. And then it will ask again for the Telegram group ID, which is mentioned here, and I have discussed in detail how you can get the group ID, right? And then you can also send a message. You can also include the message whichever you are wanted to send it to Telegram. In this case, I have already customized these two messages. Either of them or both of them will be sent once the conditions are met, right? Once this is done, you have created the API link, right? Then you can use requests.get module and send the request on this particular link, and you will get some response, right? The message will be sent on the Telegram. The response will tell whether the message has been sent or not. In this case, you can check it out directly by using tel underscore response, which is this variable dot status code. So when you use this status code method, it will return you the particular value. Whether if it is sent successfully, it will return 200, and that's why I'm comparing it with 200. If this is 200 equal to 200, then the notification has been sent on the Telegram. Otherwise, if there is anything else from 200, then the message has not been sent, right? This is how you can enable the Telegram receive the message by this Telegram bot, right? I hope you understand. This was very quick, and a lot of discussion has been done exclusively in my last video. You can go and check it out to know further, right? Now let's move to the last section where I will tell you how to execute this code as long as you want, right? So this is the last section, and before we go into the last section, I would like to announce the bonus section of this video. You can run this code without your PC. Yes, you heard it right. Normally, when you write the Python script, you have to execute on your PC, right? Until unless your PC is turned on and the code is running, it will run and it will continue to send the information to Telegram whenever the vaccines are available. But this is not the feasible thing, right? Everyone do not want to keep the laptop or the PC awake throughout the time that your code is running. It's not an clever advice. Best thing which is possible right now is you can deploy this code onto the cloud, where it will continuously run. Even if your PC is off, it will continuously run on the cloud and do the same thing that it is doing right now. And whenever there's a vaccine available, it will send the notification to the Telegram. Now, in this case, your PC is free. You can completely turn off your PC and you do not have to run your code on your PC or anyone's PC, right? It will be always available 24/7, and people who have been subscribed to your Telegram channel would be getting the message continuously whenever it is available. If in case you want to make your PC run the code all the time, you can use this section, right? Where if underscore underscore name underscore underscore equal to underscore underscore main, this will basically ensure that this code is directly run by this module. It is not being imported, right? And you can make this while loop. You can create a while loop which is always true, and this will run forever until you manually close your program, right? And this will simply call this function get availability underscore data. This function, when this function is called, it will go here and call this function. This function internally call this one, and whenever the target is met or whenever the vaccine is available, this will call this function. So this single function will be calling all other functions, so you don't have to worry about that. And this will keep on repeating after certain interval which we have defined at the beginning, which is 10 seconds in this case. You can change it based on your priority, right? And this will keep on executing because there is no condition which is making it false. However, there are a lot of customization which is possible, and definitely you can try it out. Please do let me know in the comment section when you build similar application. I'll be very glad to know that by making this video I'm helping a lot of people who can build their own similar utilities, right? You can build this application for even for vaccine tracker or maybe for anything else. Just let me know. I'll be very happy to see that how you are using this code and what different kind of application you are building around the same logic. That's it for this video. I hope you have learned something new in this video. Please help us by sharing this video in your network. We read each comment and reply them. In case if you have any doubt related to this video, then do write them in the comment section. We will reply. See you next time with another exciting and informative content. I'll be preparing the next video for you. Till then, keep learning and keep growing.